All right. Hey, wherever you are, just click got it. The section has started. So yeah, wherever you are, we have a list of structured things just for you today. And all you have to do from your end is just follow us in this journey, the journey of a lot of discovery. So in my agenda here today, I'm going to take you guys through just a short presentation about what the great organization Bincom Dev Center is all about, and basically how well we are, globally positioned to be of great advantage to you, the listener. Listen to me right now, wherever you are, physically or virtually in different parts of the world. So I'm going to share my screen just now and have the presentation slide. You will love it. Believe me, you will love the presentation slide. All right. So let's have this rolling. All right. If you are as excited as I am today about the presentation slide today, you just say, "Yay!" Type in the comment section like, "Yes, shoot it." All right. So I'll share my screen now. All right. And please, if you can see my screen, just kindly let me know, right? Okay. All right. So, all right. So, welcome once again, as I did mention, Bincom Dev Center. All right. So, you might be wondering, I mean, what are these guys like? What are they into? What are they doing? How can they be of a great advantage to me? So, Bincom Dev Center is a multi-location technology, talent training, and solution center. So we have solutions for you actually. Okay. And we have a list of amazing things we do over here just to ensure that we provide as much tangible value to the world, locally and globally as well. And these are the list of our programs and packages we offer. We have the Bincom Academy, which of course we utilize a Montessori approach in training participants in basic skills needed for modern technology ecosystem. In other words, you want to become skilled in the way, you want to become better at the things you do, then our academy section is your gate pass. Then we have the Bincom Tech Internship. It is designed specifically to enable people at intermediate level with mastery and expertise over a period of time. So perhaps you're not a beginner, but you are someone who has some level of experience, and you're like, I want to have more, I want to have more exposure to connect with mentors in that field. Guess what? Through our internship program, we make that available for you. We also have the Bincom Tech Apprenticeship Program. It's an industrial attachment at various skill levels to gain experience and on-the-job training. So beyond you saying, I am this, I am that, right? You're going to have a solid, concrete understanding about these things. And guess what? It's not just theoretical, it is on the job. So you're being trained on them. We also have the Bincom Community Event and Project. And what we do when it comes to this area is everything we do is geared at, giving back to the community and building the tech ecosystem. We are focused on informing and exposing the youth, the current technology trend, and how to prepare for the future in technology. So we have events like these, that are strategically designed to equip you with the required insight into things that are trending within the tech ecosystem around your career path or around your niche of interest. We also have the Bincom Light Space, and guess what? To provide helpful workspace intended to encourage collaboration and drive innovation in the startup ecosystem. So perhaps you're thinking, man, I have a startup idea. I am in Canada, Romania, Cambodia, wherever you are, and you want to have your colleagues, wherever they are, come together where our life space are. It's easy. We save you the stress of having to build structures and all the stuff. Right? So next slide. We also have the Bincom Global Tech Program. Boom! The Bincom Global Tech Program is your solution to launch your tech career globally. Let me show you guys, relax. It is a 3-month and a 1 to 2 year program that is focused on 3 key things. 3. What are there? You learn skill, you gain experience, and you gain exposure. Now, don't worry about the amount. It's like 1.2 million naira, and of course, $1,000 for the 3-month program. But relax, relax. We have other flexible options that makes the program well tailored to suit your need, irrespective of where you are. We have Emigrate. Emigrate is an amazing service that helps you become globally attractive. In other words, it enables you to build your tech profile, and of course, it also centered around building tech-enabled businesses, give you that leverage. And it's your tech-enabled pathway to relocation and settlement in countries like UK, USA, Canada, France, etc. So if you want to chat back, we got you covered. Come to us. We also have the Bincom mentoring program. It's a structured mentoring solution to help mentors add value to mentees for the purpose of building globally attractive techie. Guess what? Mentors are your escape routes to a lot of trial and error. We have this platform just for you. We also have labs by Bincom. So if you have that next big level initiative, like you have that unicorn idea, you want to build a unicorn industry and startup. The Lab by Bincom program is a 3 to 6 month pre-incubator program that brings together participants to build a digital technology product that will have real life user application. So don't worry if you're scratching your head and saying, how am I going to get the web developer? How am I going to get the product developer? How am I going to get mobile app developer? How am I going to get that? Come to Labs by Bincom. These guys are there. We'll link you up together and you build solutions that work. We also have the Bincom Tech Career Coaching. It helps individuals to land their next role faster by offering a combination of coaching, relevant on-the-job experience, career referencing, introduction to tech recruiters, hand holding through application process and interview process and much more. So in other words, if you are looking at landing your dream job in that tech industry organization, come to us. We have all the things. All right. So this is actually more of, give me minutes. All right. So let us read down to some of the Bincom Dev Center services. Don't worry, it's very, very interesting. So I did mention earlier that we have the Bincom Academy. So what is Bincom Academy all about? Like, why should you even think about it? But Bincom Academy is an intensive training program, and it's facilitated by Bincom Dev Center. And it's a 4-week intensive training. We grind it into you, and you will grind it into it. One way or the other, you're going to learn something that will give you an advantage to your tech career path. And we have amazing classes from Python, mobile app development, PHP to MySQL, using MVP framework. We have foundational classes in web development, graphic design, project management, product management, service management, any one of them, IT system engineering, digital marketing, basic computer literacy, web design using WordPress, and advanced front-end development, introduction to Angular.js and Ionic framework. And don't worry about the fee, it's 50,000 naira. But guess what? We have much more packages for you. Next, so our light space, as I did mention earlier, it's basically, it's more like, it's a helpful workspace intended to encourage collaboration and drive innovation in the startup ecosystem. And our locations, number one, we are virtually near you. We have light spaces across these locations. We have Yaba, Ibadan, Kano, Kaduna, Ijebu-Igbo, Warri, and very soon across the entire nation, and much more. Some of our light space services include event spaces, starting to 40 people. We can house you guys. We have meeting rooms, we have guest rooms for overnight stay, we have co-working spaces, dedicated office spaces, and guests. Just in case you want to know more, you can go over to blogthebincom.net/campuses. All right, so Bincom community event, this is the main one. Remember, I told you guys that you are in one of such events at the moment, and it is geared, directed, centered at giving back to the society and building the tech ecosystem. We focus on informing and exposing the youth to the current technology trend and how to prepare for the future in technology. So the Bincom community event is divided into 5. We have master classes, we have meetup, we have idea sharing section, we have explore on the move section, we have challenge and brainstorm. All right. So some of our other initiatives include the Bincom Tech Network. Bincom Academy uses the Bincom Tech Network Slack for collaboration purposes, interaction with facilitators and other participants for the Bincom Academy class will happen to be on the channel as well. We also have the Bincom Tech Club. Wow. It creates an ecosystem that enables tech enthusiasts who have little or no knowledge on tech to learn and rub minds with tech experts, leveraging on the tech community to front end the possibilities for individuals. So these are awesome packages just for you. All right. Okay, so now we'll talk about the Bincom Global Tech Program. All right. Just let me read this one. Right. So I'm going to talk about the Bincom Global Tech Program. As I did mention earlier, the Bincom Global Tech Program is centered specifically on making your target globally attractive. Like anyone that looks at you, that you as techie. And because this program will enable you to learn skills, to gain experience, and gain exposure. All right. We have a lot of incentive around this area, even though it's a 1 to 2 year program and a 3-month program. All right, which of course the 1 to 2 year program costs about 1.2 million, and the 3-month program costs about 1,000 pounds. And all these you shouldn't worry about because we have structured, flexible payment alternative just for you. We love you so much. All right, so now let's talk about. Sorry, okay. Now, I mentioned earlier that we also offer Emigrate, which of course is your easy pathway to relocation. You want to japa, you want to move, come, we have what it takes. And Emigrate, we offer these amazing services: general inquiry, coaching and handholding, preliminary assessment of your qualification status for self-directed roadmap to qualifying for a tech-enabled visa. We help you with all this. Roadmap to become globally attractive techie and build a tech profile. We help you in this line as well. We also help out in a similar example. We help you to review your UK Global Talent application, and also provide endorsement review processes.
Is this boy that should stop me for this?
So also, one of our services, we have the free package and we have the premium package. Now, free means free. Premium means you pay. Okay. So our free services under Emigrate service includes information and inspiration. We give you that ginger, that vibe. It also includes the Emigrate community. You can be a part of it. You also have the monthly open day, which is free to all participants in the Emigrate community and beyond. We have introductory videos, amazing, tons of resource information that can give you that advantage to Japa. We also have the Emigrate open consultation. We have the Tech Nation Visa Ambassador Office Hour. That is mind-blowing. That one's amazing. We also have short inquiry section limited to 1 short section inquiry per person, 10 minutes. We have our premium services, which includes Emigrate Circle, premium community. We also have personalized consultation section between 30 minutes to 1 hour of resource intense value. We have standard packages, review and introduction. We have the Emigrate premium services, full-fledged 1 to 2 year program. And we also have custom services just for you. If you're interested, don't waste time. Just save the link, bincom.net/emigrate. Now on to the next. Okay, so these are some of our services under Emigrate. We have our open days, and it actually happens twice every month, sometimes twice every month, basically, and twice every month of every Wednesday. So there is a whole lot of amazing packages there for you. Just in case you want to attend our open day section, I will encourage you to attend. It's really amazing. You can go over to www.bincom.net/emigrate open day. Right? I believe that you're all excited. Now, this one is mind-blowing. Labs by Bincom. Remember, I told you guys earlier, if you have awesome, amazing ideas, and you are wondering, scratching your head, what should I do next? How do I get sponsors? How do I build my MVP? How do I build my product integration process? How do I go from ideation to commercialization of my initiative? Who will buy? Who are the customers? Calm down, don't stress yourself. We have a service that is tailored to solve that need for you. It is called Labs by Bincom. So in Labs by Bincom, you learn to build a startup from scratch with your team. If you are interested in this amazing package, you should. You go over to www.bincom.net/labs. So we also have the Bincom Dev Center Ambassador Campaign Program in partnership with my second. It is centered on bringing the ability for people to earn from their network and positive social influence. Calm down. This one is very big. If you have quality people in your network who are looking for application or looking up to learn a skill in tech, come on, you can lay hands and grab the Bincom Tech program and of course show it to them. You have a chance of earning 10% commission every time you refer the program to those who
I towards it. I work towards it.
For those who are interested, you
My
can go over
service
to
is to work to acquire
over there. My
to
second
preach the gospel.
Bincom Dev Center _. All right, so relax. We've come nearly to the end of that amazing, brilliant presentation. Just in case you want to contact us, we want to hear from you. Connect with us. We want to connect with you. You can reach out to us at Bincom Dev Center at bincom.net, or you can contact us at 070 +224 if you're outside Nigeria, 0 +224 701 195 822. Or better still, you can check out our website at bincomdevcenter.com. All right, thank you so much. Without further ado, we are done with this presentation. And now we go over to the first section. So right now, we're actually bringing on board our first speaker. You guys should listen to him. He has resource exposure in the topic for discussion today, which is about the non-technical career path in tech. You don't want to miss out, you just want to join in. Can we all kindly welcome on board Mr. Oluwagbinga Olatoye?
Hi guys. I'm trying to. Am I audible?
Sir.
I think someone is in chat.
Miss Binga,
I'm going to invite person.
trying to hear you. Perhaps it's
okay. If those can, you can move everybody and then.
So you might seem to.
Okay.
Okay, it's better now. All right.
Okay, I think we are good now.
Yes, sir.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Wow, we have 33 people in the house. Okay, it's a large house.
Yes, sir.
Good one. I'll just share my screen so we can get to it very quickly. Please confirm if you can see my screen.
Absolutely, and it's beautiful, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. It's so good to be here. Okay, so since we are focusing on non-tech, career path in tech, right? I've titled my slides, discovering your place, in tech. And so anytime I have opportunity to speak like this, I really don't take it for granted. I believe it's an opportunity to give back to the community, society that's given so much for me. So with all sense of humility, I want to say thank you to Bincom, for inviting me to be here today. And thank you for everyone to, deciding that, yes, let me go and join them, at least listen to whatever they want to talk about. You have 1001 things that you could have been doing by now. And that's why, as you can see, someone is even in church and the person just like, I need to be there, that is the spirit, right? Yeah. So thank you very much. Bit about me. Oluwagbemi is my name. I am a technical project manager, I'm a program manager, I'm a product manager, I'm a scrum master. I'm also like a founder, right? I found Bits Pro, right? Bits Pro, we provide IT consulting, and then we have a product that we're also building as well, So very soon we are going to be product led too, So yeah, that is about me. Let's just do a bit of icebreaker, so at least it's not like I'm the only one talking here. Maybe a admin will help us here. Let's see who can win a bit of something from us today. Have about 10 words here, right? There are things that we often come about, within the tech environment, right? I don't know who can help us with this word, or who can get how many of these words. So here is how we are going to do it, right? You can just do more like a fastest finger first, so that whatever word that the first person has gotten, and that person cannot claim that word, right? So if the first word is insights, for example, another person cannot claim after the first person has posted it. So you don't necessarily need to write all the 10 before you post something. All right. I will give like 2 minutes for us to do that, since you have a large house. All right. No, you don't need to raise your hand. Idris, you can just put your comments there. Right. Just drop it in the comments section. So if you see that I'm looking away from the screen, it's not like, because I have other screens that I'm looking at. So my presentation is on another screen. Yeah, I can see intelligent, okay, technology workflow. But, okay. Development. 1 more minute. Just a few more seconds. Products. Information. Software. Okay. Sorry, let me just switch off the washing machine. Okay, I'm back. Just a few more seconds, but 10 seconds to go. Oh, okay. So that is it. I'm sure the correct word. So admin, if you can just help us look through, let's know the winner. Idris, are you still trying to say something, or is it legacy on? Okay, thank you, everyone. So let's proceed. We'll come back to we'll know who our winners, or who is the winner. Okay, so since I also work in this space, I feel like the best thing is to tell my own story, right? And then maybe that will encourage someone in the house to see that, this thing is not rocket science. It's something I can do as well. So I finished, of course, my first degree sometimes in 2009. I went for service, and 2010 I finished service, and then I came back and I was looking, okay, what am I going to do? So then I got a job in real estate, But I knew that that's not where I wanted to be, because prior to that time, even while I was in school then, you know, my sister, she's a secretary. So she bought a desktop, what's it called, desktop. And then anytime I come home, I always like to sit in front of that system, play with it. You know, I'm more like, anytime at home, I colonize this, this system, you know, playing, typing, you know, doing correct draw, playing with all this stuff. So I like that working in that environment. So I know I wanted to work in the tech space. Anyway, I studied physics with electronics, by the way. You know, so, and but now working in real estate, and I like, no, this is not where I wanted to be. So I started looking for opportunities. And around July, it was the end of July, I saw this in more like an internship opportunity with Bincom. And then I felt like, okay, let me just apply. I wanted to close the app, but because it was old, about 3 months or something old then. And then, you know, this was just like, you know, it won't cost me anything to apply. Then I submitted the application. I didn't know anybody and all. And shortly, about 3 days later, I was invited for an interview, and I did the first one, the second one. And I think it was maybe my third stage or something. I was asked to make a presentation, and I think I did the best that I could. And during my presentation, about 10 minutes into it, someone was like, "You have 30 minutes for this," because, and I was like, "Yeah." And then about 5 minutes, that person walked out of so I was left with 2 other people there. I listened to me. I finished my presentation thinking and then Bade was like, obviously you didn't get the what you asked to present on. And so he gave me a paper and asked me to write down. He asked if I've ever heard of search engine optimization before. And truth be told, that was my first time hearing that. I was like, okay, so I didn't hear that. Actually, when they told me during my second stage that you search engine optimization, I thought they're talking about how they are going to optimize their own service as Bincom. Now, so my presentation was how to optimize Bincom services, whereas what I was asked to present is on search engine optimization. You know, so it was 2 words apart. And then he gave me, okay, you're going to be judged on this and that. And I went back home, I put my head to it again, because I knew that, okay, even though I don't know anything about this topic, but this is an opportunity, I've been given another chance, right? And then I put my head to it, I prepared the slide, and I came back and I, you know, killed it. And then that's how I got the job. And then 10th of August, 2011, I resumed with Bincom. Then now, why am I telling you this story? It's because I was coming from nothing at all, right? But prior to that, anytime I find my space, because I know this is where I want to be, I always want to throw myself into it. And that's why I like to encourage every one of you here. You know, like I said earlier, today's Saturday, you could have been doing 1001 things. Someone is even in church and want to be here. I appreciate that. I don't take it for granted, right? Some of the things I also did that I didn't even know nobody would see was then I was the member of an association in church, and I learned about Blogger, and I did a blog for the association, and Bade saw it and was like, "You did this?" I was like, "Yes." "Why did you do it?" I know, but I just feel like it's an opportunity for me to just learn something, do something, and all that. And it was kind of, I mean, it found that interesting, and I feel like, okay, if I bring this guy in, maybe we need to do some things, you know. So you're going to come across some opportunities that are not going to just present themselves like opportunities, right? But one of the things that will set you apart, right, in this tech world or in this field, is being able to throw yourself into anything you find, learning new things and trying your hands on a lot of things, right? It's not an environment where, because a lot of things are changing. So an environment you come and just feel like, oh, I just want to just do my own and just mind my business. You know, you cannot just mind your business. You must learn everything and anything around here and continue to learn. Okay, so then moving forward, because of our time, January 13th, 2013, prior to this time, we've been given opportunity to learn. Then Bincom gave us some study grant due to project that we were working on then. And I was able to use that even very well. And 13th of January, I became PMP certified. June 15th, I got a promotion within Bincom. 15th of September, again, I got an opportunity to learn something new and then got under certification again. And then June 16th, again, I got 2016, I got under promotion. And then by August, by April 2018, I left Bincom, right, to another company. Then, and I was getting like times 2 of what I was earning with Bincom, right? And then March 2019, I moved from that company again to like at the times 2 of my salary again to another company. Then 2020 again, I move again to like times 2 again of my salary. Now, why am I saying, putting all this there, that I moved from here, I moved from there, I moved from here. Now, if you look at this part, right, you see that between 2011 and 2016, I thought we spoke about promotion like twice, right? But that's about over 6 years, journey, right? I got promotion. But when you now see between 2018, 19, 20, not like I was jumping ship, but I was seeing opportunities were coming. And because I had taken time to prepare myself for it, I was able to step into those shoes and all. And from since then, it has been better. Now I'm talking to you from the UK, right? And I'm already working here, and it's been an experience, so far. So a lot of things will come your way. I hope you'll be able to make use of them. So, what is new? I would like to see like everything is new in tech, right? There's nothing so far you are able to learn and then adapt. Everything you see, there's basically nothing new under the sun. It's just one thing, someone built something on it, and then we see it as something new. Now let's look at a bit of trends, right? In system what's called space, right? You see, we used to talk about on-premise, our physical servers and all that. Data, you move to virtualization. Now we're talking about decentralization, right? It's a trend. And that one, when you talk about technology, you talk about, I'm sure most everybody here have heard of ChatGPT 4.0. You talk about Internet of Things, making things smarter, blockchain, VR, Web3, metaverse, right? Yeah, those are things that are changing, that are changing the course of things. And I know you have been hearing a lot about tech skills, right? Skills that are reigning there. People are hearing. If I was on Twitter yesterday and someone said that a guy, I think in the US, raking over $1 million, not like, it's not like a founder, he was working, with about, I think 3 companies and he raking about $1 million last year. And that became, talk of what's it there. And I sat down and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's good, right? That is some of the skills that people are like, oh, tech. That's why some of us want to be going to tech, because I mean, if I can make so much money, why not, right? The opportunity, but our focus today is not really about most talked about tech skills, right? Software engineering, product management, designing, MA, ML, AI, data analysis, DevOps, quality assurance, database administrator, solution architect, cybersecurity, and all that. Yeah, those are good. But what about the let's talk about ones, right? Now let's dwell on this a little. Imagine that you're working in an organization, or you're not working there. Let's walk through the process of founding an organization and running the organization. Are you going to just need all these skills? Software engineering, you need someone to just build the product, you need someone to write the code, you need someone to build what's it called? You need AI, you want to make it intelligent, you need DevOps to manage deployments, you need quality assurance to test it, solution architect, and all that. But what about other skills that you need? Now, I have a friend that's already in UK. She came in through Global Talent that the moderator talked about the other time. And her background, in fact, when she was in Nigeria, she was working as an architect. She was in architecture, right? But innovation, right? She had been able to move from just the regular architectural, whatever that she's doing, and package that, right? innovation. And now she has, in fact, she's already working in the UK, right? As an innovation strategist or something like that. That is some of the things that people are looking for. These are not skills that are tech, right? You don't need to know how to write code to be able to work in this side. What about strategy, right? Organizations are looking for people like you and I that help them drive their strategy. So when you're building products, it's not only when you see the product outside there that people can feel and touch, right? That people can use. That is not, in fact, that is the end result, right? But before you get to that side, there's things that people need, right? That most people are not looking at. Those are the, let's talk about skills that we're talking about. Organizations are looking for people to help them drive their delivery. Now, when you're talking about delivery, I'm not only talking about, when you buy something on Amazon and they come to deliver at your at your doorstep, or when you buy shop on Konga and they come to deliver it. But driving delivery of their objective or of their initiatives, right? They have these fancy ideas, but they don't know how to bring it to life, right? So they're looking for people that are able to help them do that. We're talking about talent management, talking about people management. You're not going to build a company and then expect the company to flourish, right? Without these people. Talk about legal. Because you're not working in isolation, right? You are building tech, right? But tech law is one of the things that are reigning these days, right? You are seeing people that are building their specialty in tech law. If you are in the legal practitioner, have you thought about tech law, right? Because it's a different ball game, right? We're going to build that product. We need marketers, right? We need people to be able to help us market. We need people to know, because we're not going to build it and keep it on the shelf, right? After we have finished writing the code and all that, we need people to help us make sure that people get to know about this, right? So we need our marketers as well. We need sales, we need procurement, we need compliance, right? A lot in Nigeria. And not only in Nigeria, of course, everywhere, but I'm just going to come to Nigeria a little because I've seen a lot. I work in the fintech space, right? And there's been a lot of regulation and all that from CBN, right? How are we going to make sure that we are building a product right from when we are building that product? In fact, right from when we are gathering requirements, how are we going to make sure that we are always compliant, with the regulation? How are we going to make sure that we're not going to build something that we will not be able to launch, right? We need people to help us in that. And in fact, because I work in the fintech space, I know this is a big opportunity, right? We have a lot of people in this area, but let's talk about. There are guys that are just there cashing out, but people don't really talk about them because why? They are not the people that are coding, right? This presentation is to open your what's it called, into other things that you can venture into if you don't know how to code, right? It's okay to know how to code and then be, in the other field that we talked about earlier. But if you don't know how to code, right, there are other things, and this is just a few, right, of other things that you can do within tech space, right? That I'm sure you can leverage Bincom program, right? But so there's not also, I put this infinity sign that there's no limit to how much you can grow in this space, right? All you need is one, your passion, your skill, and information. Like when I was telling you about myself, talking about my passion, right? How I used to, colonize my sister's system, right? To just build up on my skills, learn new things, and how I got information, how I even didn't get it right the first time. But because of my passion, I trained to it, make sure the presentation was so good. I was given another opportunity, then I learned more about search engine optimization because there are information on the internet. That's how I even got the opportunity in the first place. And I was able to throw myself into it again. And then today, I'm here, right? So you're going to need your passion, your skills, and of course, the information that are very available here. Now, I tried to put this slide here because I know some of us are perhaps advanced in where we are, right? You are a legal practitioner, you've been doing corporate law and all that, and then we're saying, oh, tech law is like, okay, maybe how do I get here, right? So there's accidental and there's the plan one. The accidental means, okay, you have a bit, advanced already, and then do you still want to get into this side? So what do I need to do? Number one is you need to take stock of experience that you have. What have I been doing already? Right, I can leverage on. Then determine what is the knowledge gap, right, or what are the skills that you need. Then take advantage of opportunities. Some of the one that Bincom probably mentioned earlier, they're going to still be talking about. Some we are going to see online because Bincom is not offering something in that space, right? And then implement then learn those opportunities. Then start implementing from where you are, and then decide your next move. Now, if it's a plan, you're just perhaps fresh out of school, or you're still looking for a job, then how do I become, right? The one is you need to commit to what you want to become. You need to decide where you want to play, right? Are you going to play in the tech side or in the non-tech side? If you are not people that don't like writing code, so not everybody wants to write, not everyone wants to design, not everyone to, go into that black screen and begin to perform magic, right? Just decide where you want to be, and then commit to that, right? Then look for training, look for certification that you need to pursue. Begin to acquire the education, take either your certification or your first project that you might not necessarily need to be a big project, but just start from somewhere, and then you can start maintaining your portfolio from there. So so just to wrap it up, I like to say, do what excites you, right? You don't necessarily need to write code before you do something. If you are a writer, right, and yes, you can technical writer. It's another opportunity here. Just do what excites you. If you want to get into tech space, yes, there is opportunity for you in tech space, which what you do, it doesn't matter where it is, and there are a lot of opportunity within and outside of Nigeria. And of course, I'm sure you can take advantage of some of the things that Bincom have mentioned. So I can only wish you the best. Thank you. I'll hand over back to the facilitator. Maybe we can have some questions.
Thank you so much, sir. I mean, it was a very, very amazing section. I mean, listening to the vast opportunities out there. Now, indeed, I mean, you hit the hammer on the nail by saying that you don't necessarily need to learn how to, point and do magic, all right, with coding, even though it's nice, all right. There are all the amazing career paths that interested personnel can actually try out. And I must say that today was really insightful, and I believe that every single person who hacked into the section thus far, you gained and gleaned value, all right? And please, if you have a question or questions, all right, just drop in the comment section. Drop as many of them as possible. I think someone is asking for the slide. So it was so interactive to ask on the slide. That's nice. Okay. Also, this section will also be streamed to our YouTube channel. So just in case you want to go over it again and kind of like list out all the career paths that you can try out. You are most welcome to do so. You're most welcome to do so. Okay, so please, if you have questions, all right, please just drop them in the comment section, and we're going to have an amazing time. Thank you once again, Mr. Oluwa Benga Latoye. All right, so right now, yeah, we're dropping your questions. We're dropping it. We're going to take the questions after this interactive short break. All right. So every one of you here, we're going to have a very engaging time. I'm going to drop the social media link. All you have to do basically, all right, is just you can go over to social media platform. I'll post all the links here. It's an amazing opportunity for you because if you connect with our platform, whether on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, all right, you'll be amazed. All right, so I'm going to send all the link right now. All right, you can save them for later, or you can go over there and include them. All right. Also, this is also a great time for networking. A great time for networking. You can happily drop your social media, access link on the comment section for other persons to follow you on. You can also check out Mr. Oluwagbenga Olatoye on LinkedIn. He's there. You had him talking about the conversation on Twitter. It's also there. So, that was LinkedIn handle there. All right. So I'll be posting our link right now for you all to join. All right, for you all to join. Okay, give me a minute. Let me do that just now. Also, please, for easing in quality conversation, I would encourage that we kindly kind of like mute our mic for the time being, so we are all on the same tune and everybody being super happy. Okay, so I am posting the link right now to everybody. All right, just our social media link. You can check us out. And it's important you actually check us out because we have other interactive section like Twitter Space and Twitter, where we get to talk about these amazing career paths. We also have Instagram Live section where we talk about awesome things around the area of tech as well. And we also have other. Okay, I think someone's mic is muted. Sorry, I really apologize for that. Muted. Thank you. All right, so we also have other interesting things as well. So right now, oh yes, Mr. Benga's LinkedIn handle is, you can just type on LinkedIn, Oluwa Benga Olatunwe, MPMPITIL, ITIL Service Management. All right, so you can check him out on LinkedIn and connect with him there. So I'm going to play, we're going to have one more section. I'm going to play a last by Bincom video. If you guys want to miss this, you have Mr. Oluwa Benga talking about other career paths. If you want to build something worthwhile, I would encourage you to participate in labs. No matter how out of the world the idea is, no matter how into the world the idea is, all right, join the labs by Bincom program and you'll be amazed what it happens. So it's just a 1 minute, maximum of 1 minute video. Okay, okay, Mr. Benga, please could you stop sharing so I share the video. Going to select all right. Hope you're excited the way I'm excited, because I'm excited. If you're not excited, something should be wrong here. Okay. So are you ready? Okay, so I'll be playing it now. And all you have to do is just relax and listen to this great video section by Mr. Damilare.
My name is Dari. I am the coordinator of Labs by Bincom. Labs by Bincom is a 3 to 6 month program where you as a techie will be building a product-led digital technology startup with other techies like you. Who is Labs by Bincom for? It is for you, a tech professional who is looking to add a startup experience to your portfolio, or a student looking for a tech internship, or a fresh graduate looking for a job experience who's standing as a referee for you, or an NYC member looking to transition into tech or kickstart your tech career. The program is divided into 4 stages. The preliminary stage starts immediately after registration, and stage 1 is where you and your team will be working on your product documents. Stage 2 is when you'll be building the actual product, and stage 3 is where you will be testing your product with real-life users. Not to worry, you will not be left alone all through the stages. You'll be allotted a mentor that would guide you all through the 4 different stages. If Labs by Bincom is for you, take the next step now. See you at the other side.
All right, you heading clearly. If Labs by Bincom is for you, take that bold step now. See you at the other side, or is that the other side of greatness? All right. So please, we're going to take just 3 questions for now. All right. While we get the other speaker who would like to respond in 3 questions for now. After the second speaker, more questions. Bring the load of questions. You have speakers who are well equipped to answer your questions without backing out. All right. So I'm going to read out some of the questions. I'm going to the comment section now, and all of you get excited. You'll be amazed. All right. So read out the question just now. Okay. So okay. Let's start from the first one. Okay. All right. So we have a question from Mr. Idris. A question from Mr. Idris Abdusalam. He said, does that mean the coding tech space is oversaturated? In other words, with the intervention of the non-technical aspect, can you say that coding tech space is oversaturated? And if so, what is the next step forward? Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So far from it, right? I don't think it's oversaturated. I think so what the focus is, so if you want to be in this space, but you don't want to be you don't want to write code, there is opportunity for you, right? That is what that is the focus. We can see a lot of the truth is there are a lot of developers, right? And I mean, I've sat in interviews that we try to get a recruit, what's it called? The reason the point is not that they are not developer, there are no developers out there, there are lots of them, but for you to get those that are good, right? But that is different ball game. That's not the focus for today, right? The focus for today is you don't want to be a developer. I'm not a developer and I'm doing well in tech, right? You know, so if you don't want to be a developer, there's something out there. That is basically the focus of today's session. So if you don't want to write code, you don't want to go into the, you know, work from the back end and all that, there's something else you can actually do.
All right. Thank you so much, Sal, for that amazing feedback. Remember, there is something else you can always do. All right. So, okay. So I also have a question here. Okay, yeah, Mr. Suleiman, he said, awesome presentation, sir. You're welcome. My question is that, is there a minimum of basic knowledge in ICT that one needs to possess before plugging into a non-ICT or tech career path or role? Yes, sir.
The simple answer to that is no. No, you can start from where you are. I mean, from even today, no matter what you are doing, you can start today. The point is you must not stop, right? Otherwise you become obsolete. You must keep on learning even as you go, no matter where you in the stage you are, right? For example, let me just use this as what was it called? Say you're in project management and all you know is the waterfall way of work, right? Because that was, now it will be difficult for you to get a job if you don't have the agile experience or a skill about agile. And even in agile, there are different methodology that you can use. You can use extreme programming, Kanban, Scrum. You know, there are a lot of them there. So, but the point is, you can start from where you are and then continue to build on your skill as you proceed.
Thank you so much, sir, for your feedback. Then the last question as well, from Mr. Idris again. I like this. That's very exciting. This is the last question for this section. Then move over to the second speaker, Mr. Evaritus. So he said, Sabinga, do we say project management is a business role or position rather than a technical role? Right. In other words, can we say that product management, is it a business role or is it a business position rather than a technical role? So I think it's asking a question that product management, what kind of role is it?
You see, this question is
yeah.
This question is fast becoming one of the most is it, I don't know if controversial is the right word, but one of the most debated topics, you know, in the industry this day. You know, people tend to ask project management, is it okay? She's even saying product management.
Product management, yeah.
Product management is a tech role, right? It's a tech role. So as a product manager, what do you need? You know, product manager sits in between of customer, the technical side and the design side, right? So you are sitting there, you must have a bit of experience, you know, from them. You don't necessarily need to know how to code, right? But don't forget, you're going to be getting requirement from the customers, right? And then be able to translate that. So you must be able to strike conversation, right? You must also have a bit of user designs, right? Or user research and all that. So it's a technical role, right? You must have a bit of knowledge project management experience as well for you to be able to perform very well, right? But you don't necessarily need to know how to write code for you to start as a product manager.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Finger. I mean, your feedback was just straight to the point and very, very excellent. Okay, so okay, thank you once again, sir. Okay, I just want to say as well, for anyone who's interested in starting your career path, as Mr. Benga has kind of like taking us through that trajectory, that's memory gallery. All right, if you're interested in starting your career path as a tech or in a technical role and non-technical role, we offer such services in Bincom. Wherever you are, you can just drop your name and your email address in the comment section. Do it right now. All right, the faster the better. All right, please, if you're interested, just drop your name and your email address. We'll reach out to you with further information that will give you that position you seek. I'll say it again. You can drop the name and your comment and your email address on the comment section. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Oluwagbenga Olatoye. And right now we move over to the second speaker. All right, I hope you're all excited. Our second speaker is here with us, and he's very, very, very excited as well in giving out, value. That's the person of Mr. Evaristus. Okay, Mr. Evaristus, can you hear me, sir? Will you kindly confirm?
Yes, yes. I hear you.
Oh, nice. Good day, Mr. Evaristus FR. You're welcome, sir. We're so excited to have you, amongst us. Okay, sir. The floor is yours, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Good day, everyone. I'm actually going to make this really brief. Mr. Halu Agbenga has done an amazing job. He's really like done justice to like the topic. So I'll just pretty much share my screen. I don't know. I don't see share screen option. So trying to share my screen.
I think it's there. Have you seen it?
No, I can't. I see
whiteboard. So the
whiteboard.
lower bar. Okay.
Okay. I can't. I see, but it's not. I cannot like.
Okay, let's do this. Is it possible you send me your? Do you have this slide as a link?
I don't. Well, it's really something. Okay. How do I get across to you?
Okay.
Drop your email.
Yes, my email.
Can you drop your email in the chat box? I'll like share it with you.
Okay. All right, I have sent it out. Okay, in the meantime, once you get excited, though, we'll be happy. All right, Mr. Evaristus is, super loaded to avail further information that can give you, the listener, the advantage and the position you seek. This is also an amazing time for you to network. All right, as I did mention the other time. All right, happily feel free to drop your social media handle in the comment section so other amazing persons can follow you. You sent it, right? Okay.
Sure.
All right, all the amazing persons can follow you, connect with you, and you'll be wow at what the outcome will be. All right. So yeah. Give me a minute, sir. So basically, that is it. I hope you're all excited just in the same way as I am excited, like super excited. Okay. Please do feel free to connect, as I did mention. Connect. Send your social media handle on the platform while I am about to share my screen for the presentation. All right, sir. Okay, so once you can see, okay, if you all can see my screen, just say yes. All right, I'm doing it now in 3, 2, 1. Action. All right, yeah, I can see. Can you also my screen?
Yes, is up.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, let me slide show. Are you ready?
Yes, so the topic is non-technical, the non-technical careers in tech. So like I said, Mr. Aluagbenga has done an amazing job. So yeah, next slide.
All right.
Yeah, so I'll just give a brief summary of what my profile is. You can take it back. No.
Next.
Brief. No. Back. Take it back.
Okay. Give me a
Back.
minute. Back. Yeah, right?
Back.
Okay.
Back. One more. Yeah,
All right.
I'll just first give a brief summary of what my profile is and how I dabbled into tech. So I heard Mr. Benga talk about planned and accidental. I'd say my journey into tech is very accidental. I studied civil engineering, and yeah, I actually even have my master's in engineering as well. Yeah, but then NYSC, I saw myself in a tech company, a mid-tier tech firm called Business Solutions PLC in Yaba. That was actually how I started because I was looking for a place of primary assignment, but then I ended up in a tech company after my service. I was hired on a full-time basis. So yeah, I put in 4 years there as a junior project manager with the tech, with the IT department. From Codeville, I moved to Bincom, yeah, put in a couple of years in Bincom. From Bincom, I moved to HP US as a Scrum Master. And then I worked with HP for a year, and currently I work with another company in the US, JobVite. It's a subsidiary of a larger company employed basically into recruiting and all stuff. But then I work with the IT team as a senior project manager. So yeah, has been my journey in the last 7 years from Codeville to being commanded. Yeah. Next slide, please. Yeah, non-technical roles. I'll just go straight. There are a couple of roles for non-technical people. You don't have to be a software developer where you write code and stuff, but I just listed a few of these roles. There's a product manager role. You can get hired as a product manager. There's an agile coach. Mr. Benga talked about project management methodology. There's the waterfall, there's the agile, and of course, like most tech companies, I've pivoted from waterfall to agile. So yeah, being an agile coach is actually a job out there. There's a scrum master, which was my previous role with HPUS. And then there's product manager role. There's product designer. There's the product customer success manager. There's content writer or technical report writer. These are all non-technical roles. You don't need to know how to write codes or anything. And then there's compliance, and there's BA, business analyst. Yeah, Mr. Benga in his presentation basically touches upon these roles here. Next slide, please. Yeah, I'll talk about some of these roles and what they do. Yeah, what they do. Briefly, very briefly. For product managers, essentially, you are that person who stays between the customers and then the engineering team. You gather requirements, and then you understand the customer needs, and then translates that to the engineering team and ensures the customer needs are actually met. That's simple summary of what the product manager is. And then you're basically the product evangelist. You handle publicity and all those stuff, and then speak with users and all that. Yeah, that's essentially it. Yeah. Then for next role, I mentioned agile coach. Essentially two project management methodology. There's the waterfall and there's the agile. Like going into details is story for another day. But then most companies are pivoting from waterfall, which is like the traditional project management approach, to agile. So understanding this methodology and some of the frameworks, like Mr. Gwenga mentioned, there's Kanban, there's XP, there's Lean, there's Pixel, there's Scrum. Understanding most of these frameworks and how you can manage a team implementing this framework is key. So that's essentially the responsibility of an agile. You get hired, and then you guide the team to understand agile principles and agile concepts. And depending on the framework you're using, you should coach the team. Yeah, so that's essentially what an agile coach does. For a Scrum Master, a Scrum team consists of development, the engineers, you have a Scrum Master and a product owner, yeah, essentially. But then for these engineers you need somebody, that guy that handles needs of the team, impediments within the team, help handle like other backlog. That's more of a product owner role, but then you have to work with the product owner. You're more like a servant leader within the team. You liaise with stakeholders and the team presentation and all that stuff. That's essentially what you do as a Scrum Master. As a product owner, you handle backlog ordering, translate requirements to backlog items. You define what the sprint goal is for the team and just manage the entire team process within the sprint, and then also manage stakeholder needs for the team. So that's essentially what product owners do. Product designer is simple. You just help with designs. Whatever concepts or whatever idea has to be put to design, and you have to put this illustration and then translate to the team, to the engineering team, and then they implement this design. That's basically what a product designer does. There's customer success manager. This is relatively new. I mean, you want your customers to have like a wonderful experience, maybe interacting with your products per se. So there's this person who would sit and ensure customer needs are met, customer are actually satisfied, and all that stuff. So you're just person who ensures there's successful transition of a product or service, as the case may be, from the customers, from the company standpoint to the product or to the consumer. So that's essentially, you ensure that this process is seamless and then customers are satisfied. And then there's a content writer. It's actually a role. I have a friend who works with US companies. She basically writes for them, tech companies. She just writes. And yeah, this is also in line with technical report writing. Engineers work, somebody has to handle documentation in terms of coding, in terms of product, in terms of process. So that's basically what technical report writer does for a typical team. And then there's compliance, which is the legal here. There are regulatory bodies regulating technology, products and services offered by IT companies. For example, I'm trying to use Nigeria, for example. Depending on the product, you need to understand what happens with like, I'm trying to look for one regulatory body that I can't remember. But essentially, there's that person who understands the needs of regulatory body and ensures these regulatory needs are met for the organizations. Yeah, just legal stuff. So yeah, it's a thing. So lawyers can actually hire in tech companies. So this list is actually not exhaustive, but these are some of the few I listed. Then after job, yeah, next slide, please. Next slide. Tools, yeah, for each of these roles, there are a number of tools you need to familiarize yourself with. I'll just touch on a few, and then when I touch on them, I'll just talk about the roles where tools are, each of these tools help you. Yeah, for either a PM, a product manager, a project manager, then in terms of tools, I'll talk about, after tools, I'll talk about soft skills. So there are a number of tools you need to use. For a PM, you need to be familiar with project management tools like Jira, there's Trello, there's ADO. Yeah, I worked with ADO briefly. Currently, I work with Jira, and these are like some of the management tools. These are where you write user stories and stuff like that. These are some of the tools, Jira, ADO. For things like process flow, because for like a typical product manager, you need to translate customer needs to like workflow or process flow, where you can just easily pass to the engineer, and then for illustration and stuff, you can use things like Lucid, you can use things like Draw, you can access Draw.io, you can use Miro. Yeah, Miro is also another tool. Yeah, another tool where product managers, Scrum Masters, product owners can actually familiarize themselves with like basic tools. There's Figma for product designers. There's Canva. There's Photoshop. I think. So yeah, there's Canva. There's Figma for product design where you do all your design and then just pass it. Yeah, and as non-technical people, there are soft skills you actually need to have, aside having like technical skills, ability to use these tools and just translate your idea and pass it to the team. I mean, you're not even a technical person, and then you're managing people, because I mean, for a product manager, you're essentially managing the needs of the technical team. For a scrum master, similar product owner, project manager, you're essentially managing processes, people, resources, and stuff. So yeah, there are a number of soft skills you need to have. I didn't mention Confluence, it's also for documentation tools. And yeah, you have to be familiar with Microsoft packages, Excel, Word, presentation, Microsoft, yeah, because for example, for a product manager, a project manager, you need to always give, present team status. So like your managers and all and other stakeholders. So these are like some things you need to familiarize yourself with. But yeah, for soft skill, next slide. Okay, I'll talk about soft skill before I talk about breaking in. For soft skill, you need to be an exceptional planner. For a product manager, a project manager, I mean, you're planning your needs, you need to plan, understand when to put what forward and what to pull back, right? For example, your requirements, you're working on the product. What part of the product are you starting with first? What are you building first? How are you arranging them? How are you putting them together? How are you ensuring the team understands the product needs or the requirement needs? So yeah, you need to be an exceptional planner. You need to also be good in organizing team. You need to know how to distribute work. It's a very important skill. And secondly, you need to be a very good, you need to have an exceptional communication skill, both written and verbal. I mean, you write a lot, you're handling documentations, you're writing and stuff. You need to be, and then, I mean, for a product manager, you're doing things like user stories, or you're writing user stories, acceptance criteria and stuff. So these are like skill sets you need to get. There are lots of trainings out there, Udemy, YouTube. You can just get this, how to do these things effortless, right? For a product manager, writing is key. It's very important. For a scrum master, you're reporting. For a product owner, you're writing and stuff. So yeah, written, verbal communication, verbal and written communication skill are very, very important. You don't want to make mistakes. Yeah, also listening. People actually undermine the importance of listening. It's a very important skill set. There are people who do not know how to listen. They can just go on and on and on talking. They don't listen to other people. But yeah, for a non-technical role, for a project manager, for a product owner, for a scrum master, for a product owner, you need to be an exceptional listener, because you need to listen to the needs of the customers and translate these to like requirement documents and stuff. You need to also listen to your team, because you're a leader by virtue of you being a product owner, a scrum master, or a product manager, a project manager. There are going to be cases of conflict within the team. You're required to resolve this conflict. Conflict resolution is also another exceptional skill. And you can only resolve conflict effortlessly by listening. So yeah, listening skill is very important. You don't just talk as a leader, you listen and understand where the problems are, what the needs are, so you could translate them effortlessly and then ask questions, stuff. So yeah, exceptional presentation skill, very important for some of these non-technical roles. Yeah, so I think I've touched on soft skill tools, and then I'll talk about breaking in. It's really simple. Like I said, for me, it was accident by accident. Honestly, it was by accident. I found myself looking for a place of primary assignment. I landed in a tech company. I wanted to just do it for service, but then after service, I sort of like enjoyed the job and I stayed on, put in 4 years, and then I moved elsewhere. Then, so yeah, by accident, but then breaking in intentionally. First, you could start by interning for a company. Look for a very small company. Don't look out for money. This is always the problem with people. You start out thinking of making so much money from techno. Look for a small place where you can intern and learn. Very important, learn. The tech industry is a very dynamic space. You need to constantly upskill. You need to be upskilling on a daily basis. So you need to be learning, consistent learning. So yeah, you can intern for free. For instance, after a while, you're going to learn. You are going to learn. As a matter of fact, when I left my first company, right? After 4 years, I took a pay cut when I moved to Bincom. Then I wanted like a fintech experience because I mean fintech was thing at the time because I wanted to build my portfolio at that time. And you also need to be intentional about where you are, what you're doing next, where you're heading to. You cannot just be moving, so you need to be intentional. So yeah, we could do something like that. So I needed to build a certain profile and then I needed to learn. So yeah, interning for a small company, after a small company, you can look for a mid-tier company within Lagos and just take a job. Because I mean, you would have interned for a while, 6 months to 1 year, gather some experience. You can then use that. Sadly, employers want to hire people with experience. Very sad. Very, very sad. But then experience counts. Right. So interning for a small company, move to a mid-tier tech firm, and then you can then start chasing the big boys maybe within Nigeria, and then God be with you, and then start chasing the top guys in the UK or the US and stuff like that. So yeah, that's just it. Intern, move, and then like I said, don't make money be your priority, at least for a start in your first 5 years or 5 years, maybe too much, but maybe like in your first 3 years or 2 years. Don't be driven by money, just be driven by passion and because you want to learn and grow, and then the money will come eventually. Yeah, I've spoken about breaking in. Next slide, please. Yeah, staying on. Yeah, I think I've touched on this. It's not about breaking in, it's easy to break in, but then staying on, it's very mentally draining. Like I said, it's draining. Tech job, you can speak with engineers, product owners, and stuff. It's very draining. So staying on, continuous learning, continuous upskilling. You also need an exceptional interpersonal skill. You need to network, have friends. I mean, most of the opportunities I've been exposed to were from knowing people who said, oh, there's an opportunity, why don't you try? And then from there. So yeah, meeting people, networking, being nice to people is very, very key. Because I mean, and then also when you have an opportunity to work with people, ensure you showcase your skill set to prove to them that you're good at your job. Because I mean, that's how you're going to be recommended. Nobody's going to recommend somebody they are not sure. So yeah, so these are the things you need to do: continuous learning, ensure your circle would know exactly what you do. For example, a project manager with a product team, more or less product manager, because I essentially write user stories and basically manage requirements and I write and all that stuff. So yeah, you need, but then I do designs, I do mockups. Yeah, I use Figma. I'm not exceptional because I'm not a product designer, but then yeah, it's a skill you need to have because you can be speaking with somebody, you need to quickly illustrate something and show to your manager and to your team. It makes more sense. Visually seeing what engineering teams visually seeing what you expect from them, it makes half the work easy, right? So just keep learning. Don't say I'm a product manager, hence I don't need this, right? At some point I was learning Python, like basic Python, just to understand simple syntax here and there. I mean, I had access to like GitHub and help me do pull merge requests and all that stuff. I mean, these are like little things you could do. These are like little things you could do and just put yourself to help yourself stay on the job. So next slide, please. I think I'm done from what I see here. I think I'm done. Next slide. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I hope it was brief and insightful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Evaritus. All right. That was very insightful section. I mean, you took out the time to break down like what each of those non-technical barrier athletes, the ones you looked out can actually do for an individual, and the vast opportunity is there. And most importantly, we did mention that in a way you can start from where you are, and in a way you always bring out your A game wherever you find yourself, and try to like cross-connect fields and ideas and concepts in the past towards delivery wherever you find yourself. These are really amazing key points you mentioned. I'm really grateful. All right. Now at the moment, if you have questions on Mr. Emeritus, all right, please drop it in the comment section. Right now, this is the Q and A second part. Yep. While I did mention the other part, I think we had two more questions that were not answered. Because of time, I kind of like rescheduled everything, but nonetheless, I'm going to take all questions now, all right, and would advance further. Okay, I think I have a question from my end, Mr. Emeritus. All right. So let's say for instance, I always like using case studies. Okay. Someone who let's say someone who who is done studying a discipline in psychology, for instance, right? What possible non-career path would you suggest that such individual should then try out? I mean, the person has an interest in sustaining their passion in the field of psychology. So now the question is, are there any non-technical career paths out there that can be connected in a way with psychology? I would like to know your view on this, sir.
Yeah, I'll start by saying, regardless of what you study in school, you could do anything you set your mind, anything you decide to do, regardless of whether you study Greek or whatever. Like, as a matter of fact, one of the QAs in my team in HP studied English. Like,
wow, English. I did think. Yeah. Wow, amazing.
As a matter of fact. But then I think psychology, I mean, you're basically even studying human, understanding human needs and human interaction, human behavior and all that. That's basically what psychology is about. And companies are putting products out there. They're not building or pushing products out there for animals. It's for people, it's for humans that you went to study. So for somebody who studies psychology, who actually understands human psychology and human behavior and stuff, I think a product manager who is going to interact with people to understand customer needs or users' needs and translate this to requirements for the engineering team is a solid career path for somebody who studied psychology. So that's all I can say.
Wow, awesome. Okay, I also have one more question, and please, if you have a question, you can hold it in the comment section. All right. So, my question, I mean, there was something about what you said that actually caught my attention, which is you had like okay, before you began your tech career journey, did you have like a roadmap? Was it like something you said, okay, you said to yourself, okay, in the next 3 years, this from here to here, here to here, here to here, I'm going to get here. Now I joined this organization, I learn XYZ, I get to the point where I've known what I need to know. After that, I move over to the next organization. Like that, like were there like a timeline of fraction you gave yourself? Because there might be some techies here who are like, I've been in this place for like maybe somebody out there working for in the organization is saying he has been in the organization for like 4 years or 3 years. Right? What should they do? Okay, so for you, sir, how did you do it? Like how did you design such a system? Yeah.
So first of all, I'd say I would not say it's wrong, but I'd say as a person, please don't pressure yourself when you look at people growing, like moving from one like level to another in like a year or two. We all have our journeys in life. God has whatever he plans for us, right? So for a start, you need to have that at the back of your mind, right? Don't look at somebody who has moved in a year or two and is here and then you start feeling low about yourself. No, don't do that. As a matter of fact, I have a friend who in 2 years, moved as a junior engineer from a small startup in Nigeria to join a huge company in Czech Republic. He's a senior engineer today in 2 years. That's quite unprecedented. But yeah, if you look at that and say I've been writing codes for like 4 years and I'm still here, you feel bad. But there are people who have, I also have like line managers who have 10 years working experience and they're still with like Nigerian companies. They haven't moved. They're not making as much as this guy in 2 years. Right? This is like a typical example. But having said that, it's very important to be ambitious. Yeah, I'm a very
Yes, sir.
ambitious.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to be where it's very important. You need to constantly challenge yourself and make moves. It's very, very important. So for me, for example, I was just tired of where I was at the time. Like I said, I took a pay cut. And then fintech was a thing, it was huge. I think it was 2018, 2019. Then it's between 2017 and 2019. Fintech was massive in Nigeria. There were fintech companies springing up. I didn't have like a fintech experience. So, and I knew I needed a fintech in my portfolio, right? I had to make a move. Then I moved, right? So nobody really has anything figured, right? Like nobody has anything figured. One, there's the God factor, but then it doesn't take away the fact that you need to be ambitious. You need to know when to. Very, very important. You need to know. So I moved. It was just the nudge to have a fintech experience, right? Because I knew that was the next level. I needed a fintech experience. I moved from where I was, took a pay cut. I didn't mind. Moved from where I was to a smaller startup to get the required experience. From there, I learned all I knew I needed at the time.
Wow.
It was time for another level. And then it wasn't like I was beating myself, but I just did what I needed to do. And then we got on my side. So yeah, you need that, always have that next level. You need to know what's next is important. But then, like I said, there's no timeline written anywhere. There's no playbook anywhere that says you should do this for 1 year, in 2 years you move. I mean, your breakthrough can come after 10 years. It's a lot more massive than somebody who in a year. So it's just be ambitious, have that plan. Okay, I want to do this next. Make the required move, put in the required work, learn, make the move. And then I think the rest is just God who.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So you mentioned something that was very, very, very striking. I don't know if our listeners actually got that point. He said this, all right. Perhaps you have an interest in targeting a big company out there, and you're like, you know what their requirements are, and somehow you don't actually have it in you. What you can do is look out for grassroots organization or startups, all right, where you can gain such similar experience. You can learn the process because since they are not very big, it means I'll take you in and you guys can connect more. Learn from there, understand how things are being done, and then apply for that big one because now you have the experience in this area. You will not actually be lost in that space. Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Evaristus. Okay, I'm going to just have two more questions. One for Mr. Evaristus and the second one for Mr. Gwenga. Thank you so much for being here with us till now, Mr. Gwenga. Okay, though to that question, someone gave a suggestion, but I think I just need to ask it. For both speakers, I said a question for both speakers. Considering the fact that law might seem not promising, arguably, any longer, especially in Nigeria, law. What advice do you have for legal practitioners that want to jump into law or tech? In other words, is there like a roadmap that they can actually, um, you know, follow, or do you just say they jump into law, study law, then can jump into tech? Right? Is there any system or something that can help in a way? All right. Okay, Mr. Evaristus, and then also have Mr. Bunga.
Lawyers are actually very like vast people by their training, right? I have a couple lawyer friends. They're very vast people. By their training, they're actually there's business law, there's different fields of work. And I'm very sure, like I'm not speaking from a subject matter expert in law or whatever, but I'm just saying, I'm very sure in the course of your studies, there would have been some compliance law that you would have done that enables you to manage company compliance. Yeah. And I mean, there's business law, best place, compliance. So what are you doing? You're basically coming to ensure company processes are in line with regulatory bodies within a country or within a system, whatever their needs, regulatory bodies. You're ensuring, like, for example, you need somebody, you're signing like an MOU or something with a company. You're partnering with a company. There's something called SLA, service level agreement. These are all responsibility of lawyers to draft, right? So yeah, so you could hire a lawyer who would come in, and some of the things he does is draft SLA. There are things like RFPs and stuff. These are all law things that they could do for a tech company. So I think by virtue of their training for a start, and they can effortlessly fit into the legal needs of a tech company. So that's what I would say.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir, for your feedback on this. Mr. Benga, do you also want to share something on this slide?
Yeah, I think Evaristo's right. I think I think he has answered that. So
yeah.
All right.
The answers
Okay,
are so there's no need to stress that.
All right.
You can start from where you correctly said. Just see what are the things that you don't have as at now that you need to add to your portfolio, what's your skills and things, and just start from there. You know, mistakes that we always sometimes make is we tend to feel like maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I can start, you know, I can, you know, people that are causing the change that you see there, they're not better than you and I, right? Anywhere, people that are building the unicorn of this, or people that are, whether in politics, whether any field of, what's it called, endeavor, they're not better than you and I. You just need to realize that and start from where you are. And then, this guy will just be your starting point.
All right, okay, this is the last question for you, Mr. Benga. Thank you so much, Mr. Harris, to share the opinion and perspective on the previous question. All right, so Mr. Benga, this is the last question. I think this is a very striking question because most techies or potential non-techies would actually watch this video. They would have similar question. The question is this: how relevant in certifications in Google? Is it possible I have knowledge, but no specific certification, and I learn, I sell it to a unicorn company? All right. So is there an emphasis on certification over talent? Or do they seek, you know, those who have talent and certification? So just what is your opinion on this?
Okay, I'll say there's no rule of what do you call it here. It's just about you knowing what you want and then going for it, right? There's some jobs that if you don't have some certification, they will not even consider you at all, right?
In tech space?
Yeah, you know.
Do you have an example?
Okay, for example, when I moved to the UK and I was applying, because of the level of jobs I was applying for, they expect that you should, at that stage, should have been able to prove yourself. Certification are just that, you know, proving that, yes, I know this. And some reputable organization has been able to say, yes, this guy knows this. That's why when you go to get certification, you go through exams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know project management to go through PMP is very tough. So they believe that, okay, balancing that with your experience, right, you should have been able to get ABC certification, right? So it's very important, it's very good. But that does not mean to say that if you don't have them, you can't make it, right? Because it's a proof of, to show that I know these things. And how do you actually get the understanding or the knowledge that you're trying to prove is by working, right? So you should be able to balance it up, right? As you're getting the experience, see what are the things that you need to be able to add to your portfolio in terms of certifications. If you are in project management, get your PMP, get your professional Scrum Master certifications, you know, get, if it's a PE Prince 2, you want to get, I know if you're in cybersecurity, get all these certifications, not all of them, but make sure you have like 1 or 2, you know, to show that, you know, not only that I've been doing this, right? Especially if you are trying to go beyond the shore of where you are. Say you're in Nigeria now, you want to be able to prove to the international community, right? You want to be globally attractive, like Bincom you say, right? That's some of the things that you can show, right? Because the exam is not set for Nigeria alone, right? So it shows that, yeah, if you can pass the likes of PMP, PSM and all, you know how this is done beyond Nigeria, right? Nice. Some of the things that you know, they look out for, and then they ask you questions. And because you're going to now be working with people, you know, that I'm so sorry to say this, I was in an outing yesterday and I was really black, you know, amongst my, what's it called there? So how do I be able to prove myself? They are not, I'm not going to be there. Those things are good on your CV when they see that, oh, you have ABC certification, like, okay, we can talk to you. Rather than projects like, in fact, some of the problems that we are solving in Nigeria, it's not, for example, I was telling them about how program that I've managed during my interview. I was talking about a project that I managed before, if I like a program, and they're like, yeah, that should come, like, to them is that shouldn't be a project that you should come and tell us about. It should come by standard. It should come, it's the normal thing that should be there. But because, I mean, we don't have those stuff, you know, for them.
Okay, so like the rest of this question, I have another question. So, I mean, I believe everyone, you're all excited because this is quality information you are gaining. All right. So let's say for those who, for some reason, right, perhaps they don't want to go to the walls of the university, or for some reason they went to the walls of the university and they kind of like change their interest and delve into tech. All right. Okay. Like in the likes of, you know, let's say they are following similar patterns like Gates, like some Altman. Give me I need to just someone who's on. Okay, like the likes of Bill Gates, Sam Altman, and the rest. But this group of persons decide to get a professional certification in the area of their interest. Does that serve as a leverage for them, even beyond just the academic, you know, credentials, the basic academic credentials? Yeah.
Sorry, can you come over the question again?
Okay. Let me paraphrase the question. So, for those who perhaps they went through the course in university or they stopped along the line, they changed their interest and went into tech. All right. Such kind of person, see, they don't have a tertiary institution certificate, like, okay, he's the BSc in this, he's a BNG in this, or master, all this stuff, right? But then they have credentials, certifications in the area of their interest, the tech area, all right? Those certifications they have, let's say, for instance, project management certification, Prince 2 certification, in that regard, would that serve as a leverage for them beyond the fact that they don't have a tertiary certificate from the university?
For me, I'll say yes. And I'll probably allow investors to also, I mean, share his understanding. I think he understands the US market more than I do.
Okay.
But I also know that there's some organizations, right, that when you're applying to them these days, they don't ask for your degree in whatever it is, your A1, your 2-1, and they're not interested. They want to show that can you actually do it? Right. So yeah, and that is where certification will probably trump your other certificates.
Yeah.
Right? But that does not mean that if you have opportunity to claim 2-1, you should not do this decision. By all means, please go for it. Right? Don't let that stop you. We've seen people that, I mean, while still in school, these are some of the things that you can be doing even while you are still in school. Gone are the days where you sit back and then until you graduate and then start going through, you know, I mean, some of us have been opportune, but there are young guys that are, you know, doing things amazing works they're probably still in their first year, second year. So I have family now. And some people are, they don't have family yet, and you have opportunity. I mean, grabbing by both hands. That's what I would say.
All right. Okay, Mr. Faristis, what's your take on this? Thank you so much, Mr. Vega.
Yeah. So I'll come from two angles. Like Mr. Gbenga said, worked with HP. They didn't ask whether I had a degree or not. Nobody cares.
Wow.
Just looking at your skills.
Okay.
They didn't ask. But then I worked in a team where one of my team member was a PhD holder. My program manager, Carla, has 2 masters and a degree. Every single person had a degree. It doesn't limit you, but it's important to have one. Now, why I would encourage people to have degrees is because, one, at some point, you're going to get tired of writing codes. At some point, personally, for me, I'm speaking for me at this point. At some point, you're going to want to be a decision maker in a company. Right? Yeah. You're going to want to transition from just running projects and being within a team, and also have a seat. You want a seat at the table where you make decisions. They are laying off today. There are people who sit down and make that decision. They're laying off in the US.
Wow.
And for you to be at the table where you are making decisions about people, this should get out, these people should go, this. You need some solid degree and certification before you can grow and get to that point where you transition from core work to management, right? So, and like I said, you're going to get tired of running around, especially for like core engineers. You're going to get tired of writing codes eventually. So yeah, degrees are actually very important. Very, very important. You should get one, but it doesn't limit you in today's market.
Wow. Indeed, do the needful wherever necessary. And do know that in the age of digital economy and innovation and the rest, there are obviously no restriction for you as long as you are, number 1, ambitious, number 2, you define a career path you want to take, and number 3, connect with mentors, just as we have Mr. Oluwa Benga and Mr. Evaristus have shared thus far. So I am really grateful. I'm wrapping up this section just by sharing just little information on last service for today, talking about the Bincom Global Tech Program. So if you're out there, you've heard me saying this over and over again, you want to get grounded, you want to put something inside of you, right? You want to not just learn something, but have that which you're learning enter inside of you, right? You can apply for the Bincom Global Tech Program. We have the 3-month package and we have the 1 to 2 year program. The 3-month package is estimated for about £1,000, all right, and the 1 to 2 year program basically £4,000 or 1.2 million there. Relax. Don't stress yourself. Don't say We have flexible payment option that can take that stress from you permanently. All right, so you can indicate your interest at bincom.net/globaltech. I'm actually typing this now in the comment section for you listening to me right now. And please, you all have friends, family, bincomdevcenter.com/globaltech, devcenter.com. Don't worry, you can take the comment section to try these out. Okay, so you've all learned very amazing. Wow, sorry, let me post this again. I think we went somewhere else. Okay, so you've all learned very resource stuff. I am very, very excited. And good news also, good news to you, good news, relax. In addition to everything so discussed, April the 15th of this year, we are having a very big event, one of our largest events. So whether or not you are a techie or you are a non-techie or you are connecting to us any part of the world, we are having our second hackathon section for the year 2023. It's amazing because it's a global event So those within your local landscape, Nigeria, Africa, and those within the global landscape, within Europe and beyond, would also be participating. All right. So we don't want to miss out. Come, let's build innovation, leveraging on current tech tools to position you out there and your initiative as well. So thank you so much for taking out the time today to participate. This video recording is going to be made available on our social media um, account, specifically YouTube. So you can go over there, watch the game, all right, draw value from it, and see how well you can place yourself out there with the information you receive. Information is powerful, but when it is used, it is much more powerful. So without further ado, we come to the end of today's section. I believe you gained value. I'm so excited. I'm really excited. Thank you once again, Mr. Oluwagbinga and Mr. Evanastis. Without further ado, I just want to say to have a great, great, great Saturday and weekend. And always remember, both the technical side of tech and the non-technical side of tech is open just for you. Wherever you are, begin today and make moves. Thank you. So have a great day. Thanks.